Very frequently, I get asked this question, Lydia, what can I do for arthritis? What can I take for arthritis? And what I'm going to show you today is I talk about these line of products a lot. Here are actually three that I want to talk about today. But because I'm not a doctor, I do not prescribe, don't diagnose, don't treat disease. So you'll never find me in any of my videos or in conversations with me ever addressing a illness directly by its name, obviously, which would indicate I would treat it, because not having a medical license, I don't do that. I do have 25 years of experience with natural products, and I do have 25 years of experience of helping people with a great deal of imbalances in their body. I give you that. I give you that information, and I share that knowledge with you through these videos, through conversations you may have with me on the phone, just lots of ways, emails, text messages, but you'll never see me saying this in particular addresses such and such an illness. And the idea with this line of products with Soul Naturals is to never look at it as if it is addressing an illness either. Because if not, you'll grow desperate. Why isn't this going away right away? Why is this not happening? So look at it as products that are going to balance your body. And once your body is balanced, then you're going to get health. You're going to go back to health. You're going to go back to having the energy you might not have, being painless, and on and on. So for the people that do ask me, what can I do for arthritis? Basically, let's not talk about that as an illness. Let's talk about what that actually entails in the body. What is arthritis? It's literally an inflammation of the joints. So when we understand that that's what it is, then we understand what's going on in the body. We understand that there's inflammation. That inflammation is high in the body. It's probably running very rampant, and it's causing what the doctor will prescribe as arthritis eventually. Well, now that you know that it's inflammation, now you know what you need to address in your body to help it return to health. And that's what these products actually do. They're going to help your body balance out. Now, why would we need something like Cinemate? Well, because one of the things that causes inflammation in the body is your bad choice in eating. So, poor eating habits. I'm craving chocolate and I eat it. I'm craving a cake and I have it. I want a soda and I drink it. I want some bagels and bread and butter and on and on and on. And I eat it. And I drink it. And all these things cause inflammation in the body. And so eventually what happens is this inflammation rises and begins to affect joints and so and so. So when that inflammation affects the joints, the doctor prescribes it as arthritis. When that inflammation affects your lungs, for the same reason, because you ate wrong, the doctor prescribes that as pneumonia, bronchitis, asthma, and all it is inflammation. When it affects your stomach, it's gastritis. The doctor prescribes it as gastritis. When it affects, when it affects your entire body and now even your hair hurts, then the doctor considers it fibromyalgia. So you get a lot of doctor diagnoses, but when you go to the root of the problem, you'll learn that it's inflammation. So how do I deal with inflammation in the body? How do I address it? How do I help myself? Because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to cause me inflammation. So eating and what I drink cause inflammation if they are an incorrect food or an incorrect drink. Also, the things I'm exposed to, my daily habits, where I work, if it's a very stressful environment, if I'm in traffic all day, if I have kids and they come home and they're very rowdy and homework has to get done and I still have to cook and I'm trying to clean and I have to wash clothes. Wow, all that causes stress and all that causes inflammation. So stress causes inflammation. Food, incorrect food eating causes inflammation. My surroundings, the ambiance, the environment causes inflammation. Why? Because if I'm out in the sun too much, that causes stress on my body, which causes inflammation. If I'm in front of electronics all the time, well, that creating radicals, free radicals in my body, it's going to eventually create inflammation. Just a lot of things. So we get it from our environment, we get it from stress, we get it from food, we get inflammation from all these things. So those are the things we need to address as well. We need to make sure that we're giving our body what it needs when we are continuously facing stress. Because every time we face stress, it's like withdrawals made from this health, this bank of health that I have. And if you continue to withdraw and never deposit, you're going to go bankrupt. That happens in a bank situation, that happens with our health as well. And that's what happens a lot of the times. We've been withdrawing and our body has been depleted for years. And then we get these huge illnesses we don't know what to do with. So let's begin to make deposits into the body, back into the body. And that's what these products are going to help us do, because they're a high content of minerals and vitamins that are going to provide our body with what it needs, so that every time we face stress and we lose minerals, now they're coming right back in with these drinks. That is one way that we address the body. We're careful with what we eat, we're careful with what we drink, we're careful with understanding that if we are in a stressful situation, we've got to replace the things that are being pulled out of us. And also we have to be very careful with inflammation in itself, addressing it directly. So let's talk about how these products will do that. Well, this product is going to actually help balance our blood sugar levels. So every time we get the wrong cravings and we eat the wrong things, we talked about how inflammation goes up. Well, this is a product that's going to help us crave the correct things. It's going to balance our glands so that we don't have the incorrect cravings, so that we can walk by a piece of cake and not need it. We don't need that bagel we used to have every morning. We're actually content with what we should be eating. And then making changes in our eating habits becomes easier because we have something that helps us. And so it's very good for digestion, metabolizing blood sugars. This is why this will address inflammation. We're very stressed. Our environment is very stressful. We've said that we're exposed to a lot of stress because, like we said, kids, everything we do, work, everything. So this is one way to address stress in our lives. You're going to get at least 6 plants that are adaptogens in there that are going to help you respond to stress more appropriately. That's what adaptogens do. They actually help your body have a better response to stress. What does that mean? Well, when you get stress and you're affected by stress, your body physiologically has a response. You get a headache, you get nauseous, you have pain. You just have a lot of physiological responses. And for every person, it's different. So now we have something that as I take it, my body can have a better response for it. And then as it has what it needs to respond to stress, you'll find that now you don't get the headaches. Now you don't have the pain. Now you don't have the nauseousness, because all that was stress related. You never had a good response. Now you do with Soul Vital. And that's why it's so important to have Soul Vital. And Soul Vital actually comes just like Cinemate. It comes in an envelope. Each box brings 30. So you have enough for 30 days of each one. So it's a complete program. And it's not expensive at all. You're spending in your health $36.95 and $41.95 for a month's supply of what you're going to get beneficially from this. And because they're adaptogen based, they are safe for the use of the majority of people. This is a product, Soulflex PI, which is plant-based as well. And PI are the initials for pain and inflammation. So this is a way, when we talked about addressing inflammation directly, this is a way to address it directly. This is a way to take 2 capsules and increase it depending on what your needs are that day. If you start with 2 to sleep and you're fine with that dose, then that's a great dose for you. You can decide to do that. If you feel that you have still too much pain that you're complaining about, then you may want to wake up and have 2 more in the morning as well. So it's something that you can decide how many to take. And as you go up or down in your dose, you'll know how you're feeling and you'll know what you have to change. So just remember that what we're trying to do with these products is not address illnesses, but we're trying to give the body what it needs. What we eat incorrectly throws us off balance all the time. And what we are exposed to in terms of stress also does the same thing. So if I've got something that balances my blood sugar and helps me control what I'm eating, and if I've got something that addresses my nervous system, and mind you, these 2 products do much more than what I'm emphasizing now. But for the purposes of this information today, pain, if I have these 2 things addressed with these 2 products, I'm going to find way more relief. I'm going to find what my body needs to respond appropriately to all these things that cause inflammation. And then when I directly address it, even better. So don't think of this only when you have pain. Let's say you're listening to this video because one of your friends or someone you love has pain or has been diagnosed with any of these inflammatory illnesses like arthritis, and you're wanting to see what you can do to address inflammation in the body. Don't think it's just for them. Realize that all these same things will eventually affect you, and your body will eventually have a physiological response as well. So use these preventively. I do. I take these 3 products and many more that Soul Naturals has preventively. I take them in their lower dose, 1 dose a day of each, and it helps to continuously give my body what it needs to respond to stress. So whoever gave you this video, ask them about how you can obtain these products, or contact me directly if you need to do that. 704-491-4045, or talk to the person who gave you this video. And you're going to find that you begin to give your body what it needs, and it responds beautifully, and little by little your symptoms that are a result of inflammation will begin to be eliminated because you've addressed the underlying factor.